if you don't, if I don't hold them accountable, then who else will? Like, nobody's gonna be like, you need to make sure that you need to do this, you need to, like, nobody else is gonna, you think my son can't do it? You know what I'm saying? It's just holding them accountable. It's not, and I feel like, too, it's not a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like we weren't arguing. We just having a small disagreement. And then we talked about it. And we, just fixed it like adults. And I expressed how I felt. He expressed how he felt. We understood where each other was coming from. And then boom.
So the streets are buzzing, and for good reason. It seems like Ari Fletcher has officially ended her friendship with Young Miami, and the fallout is messier than anyone expected. According to reports, this isn't just your average disagreement. It's betrayal, loyalty tests, and a web of drama so tangled it could be straight out of Morse. But here's the thing, Ari didn't just walk away quietly. Nope, she's spilling everything. And when I say everything, I mean details about her baby daddy, G Herbo, Young Miami's best friend Momo, and how it all connects to this explosive fallout. From the outside, Ari and Young Miami were friendship goals, always together at events, wild nights out, and even cozying up for public displays of affection. But behind the scenes, cracks were forming. And the alleged reason for the breakup is enough to leave your jaw on the floor. Imagine finding out someone you trusted not only kept secrets about your baby daddy, but was cool with their bestie getting involved in the drama. It's betrayal on a whole new level. And Ari wasn't having it. But let's rewind a little and talk about how Ari and Young Miami went from acquaintances to inseparable besties. Their friendship didn't just happen overnight. It was the kind of bond that seemed built on shared experiences, late night laps, and, of course, living their best, most unbothered lives. Over the past year, these two gave fans plenty of friendship goals moments, and it wasn't just for show. Think about the iconic times they partied together, turning heads at every major event they stepped into. From popping bottles at exclusive clubs to private jet adventures, Ari and Young Miami embodied that ride or die energy. And who can forget that wild episode of Caresha Please? The two didn't hold back, laughing, spilling secrets, and even sharing that infamous kiss that had social media in shambles. Fans ate it up because it was fun, unfiltered, and everything we love about them. Their dynamic seemed unbreakable, a sisterhood in the spotlight. They had each other's backs, hyping one another up on Instagram and publicly showing support whenever the drama got too loud. It felt like nothing could come between them. From all the fun we've seen them have, you would think these two were inseparable, right? But as it turns out, things weren't as perfect as they seemed.
First and foremost, I come from that kind of foundation. My mom and dad been together for 30 plus years, you know what I'm saying? So I know how important that is on the kids' upbringing, even if y'all not together, to establish some type of middle relationship where y'all could both have enough mutual respect for each other to put the kids, you know what I'm saying, interests and everything first. So it wasn't easy, of course. Everybody could see that it wasn't easy, but you know what I'm saying, I feel like our love for my son is everybody's first priority, you know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, that's still my son, mom. I got nothing but love for her. I want the best for her. And you know, I'm a man, so I get in front of, you know what I'm saying, all my responsibilities as a man, and I get in front of my mistakes as a man and just try to correct them. And I feel everything gonna work out how it need to anyway. So yeah, we doing a good job.
Now let's talk about where things started to unfold. The name at the center of this drama? G Herbo, Ari's baby daddy. If you followed their history, you already know G Herbo and Ari's relationship has been anything but smooth. From public disputes to cheating scandals involving his current partner Taina Williams, their situation has been messy from the jump. But here's where it gets even more complicated. While Ari and G Herbo's co-parenting relationship has always been a hot topic, recent months brought a twist nobody saw coming: Ari and Taina getting close. Yes, the same Taina who's been involved in some of Ari's biggest public blowouts. People said that Ari was trying to keep the peace for the sake of their child, but let's be real. This connection probably created some unresolved feelings in the background. And of course, G Herbo didn't exactly help matters. His name kept popping up in the drama, and while the details of his involvement with Young Miami and her circle weren't clear at first, it was enough to make everyone wonder what was really going on behind the scene. But here's where it gets really spicy, because this wasn't just about G Herbo. Enter Momo, Young Miami's best friend. Reports started saying that Momo had been secretly dating G Herbo, and Young Miami allegedly knew about it and didn't tell Ari. Imagine finding out that someone you considered a sister not only kept such a big secret, but potentially condoned it. For Ari, this was a line that couldn't be crossed. Trust was shattered and feelings of betrayal took over. Sources close to Ari claim she felt blindsided, not just by Momo's actions, but by Young Miami's silence. It wasn't just about the relationship itself, it was about loyalty. Ari expected Young Miami to have her back, but instead, she felt like she was left in the dark while everyone else knew what was going on. The betrayal was enough to destroy the foundation of their friendship. Ari wasn't quiet about her feelings either. She's known for being direct, and when it came to this situation, she didn't hold back. Her decision to cut ties wasn't just about being upset. It was about setting boundaries and refusing to let anyone disrespect her. And if you think that's messy, wait until you hear how Ari decided to handle it.
Did you cheat on Ari with Taina?
Yeah.
Why?
Technically, yeah. Why?
Yeah.
I was young. I was dumb. I ain't know no better, man. I was just doing shit. I was just, you feel me, like just cheating. I feel like I ain't gonna say I was just cheating, but it's like me and Ari was at a space, and I didn't talk to her about this already. Like I didn't already say my bid, my piece, and apologize. We was at a space where, like I said, mentally, like I be going through shit, and I gotta like separate myself from shit. So me and her was having our differences, but that was no excuse to cheat on her. That was not why I cheated on her. You feel what I'm saying? Like I didn't intentionally like do all like, I want to cheat.
She said she was going through like postpartum depression.
Yeah.
And you cheated on her. You know, like postpartum depression, that shit is really real.
That shit real. I ain't always naive to that though. Like I ain't never been around a woman who was like suffering from postpartum depression and none of that. And
if there's one thing Ari Fletcher knows how to do, it's make a statement, and in this fallout with Young Miami, she didn't disappoint. Rumor has it Ari decided to send a very clear message by cozying up to none other than G Herbo and Taina, the two people who've caused her the most drama over the years. To outsiders, this move seemed calculated, like Ari was making it clear she could play the long game. Her interactions with Taina, in particular, were eyebrow-raising. For years, these two were at odds. Accusations were thrown, receipts were shared, and it didn't seem like they would ever get along. But now, their friendliness has been the talk of social media. Fans said that Ari was being strategic, showing Young Miami and everyone else that she wasn't going to sit around and let herself be disrespected. And then there's the fallout. Young Miami allegedly took to her platform to call out Ari, throwing shade in posts and comments. While she didn't name names, fans were quick to connect the dots. It became clear that Young Miami wasn't happy with Ari's moves, and the tension between the two only grew more public. But if you thought this friendship breakup was one-sided, think again, because Young Miami isn't walking away without her own receipts.
I said, you know, with all the ass, it's hard to pass on you. How's it co-parenting with her? We still be trying to you, because I'm quite sure when he dropped your son off, he be like, damn, look at that ass. Damn, that's that ass. That face, titty sitting. It's like, how's the co-parenting for real? And do he still be trying to I got two questions.
Okay, so one at a time.
Okay. Do he still be trying to you?
He says things.
I feel like I'm on Mario Jerry Springer.
But we're never in a setting where he can be like, yeah, let me, you know what I'm saying? Like, we ain't never in
So what you be saying? What's your response?
I think it's a joke. Like, I don't even take him serious. Like, sometimes, you know, if you overdo it, it's like, okay, stop, you doing too much. Like, you know, I gotta, like, that's, you know, but
respect me.
I don't take him serious like that. So it's
Now let's talk about Young Miami's side of things. One of the biggest criticisms coming her way is how she's handled loyalty in her relationships. For instance, when Diddy faced legal troubles earlier this year, Young Miami was quick to distance herself. She downplayed their connection and focused on herself, leading us to wonder if she prioritized self-preservation over standing by the people in her life. Fans have been drawing parallels between that situation and her silence during the fallout with Ari. While she hasn't directly addressed the claims about Momo and G Herbo, her decision not to defend Ari has raised some eyebrows. Was she trying to avoid unnecessary drama? Or was this her way of quietly choosing sides? Young Miami has always presented herself as someone who moves on her own terms, but this time her silence is being interpreted as a lack of loyalty. It's not just about Ari, it's about the bigger picture. When things get messy, Young Miami tends to retreat, leaving fans questioning whether she's a true ride or die friend or someone who's simply protecting her peace. And while Ari and Young Miami's fallout takes center stage, fans are diving into the comments with some serious opinions of their own. On one hand, some people are dragging Young Miami, calling her a bad friend for staying silent when Ari clearly felt betrayed. Comments like, "Miami knew what was up and still didn't warn her, that's foul," have been making the rounds, but it's not all one-sided. Others are pointing out that Ari has her own history of falling out with friends. People brought up her messy split with Jada Cheeves as an example, saying, "This is just Ari being Ari. She's always at the center of some drama." For those fans, this latest fallout is just another chapter in Ari's book of public friendships gone wrong. Beyond the drama itself, this situation has sparked debates about loyalty and friendship boundaries. Is it wrong for Young Miami to stay silent to avoid conflict? Or is Ari justified in expecting her friend to stand by her no matter how messy the situation gets? Fans are taking sides, but one thing is clear. This situation has people talking about what it really means to be a loyal friend.
chicks be like, "You mess with my baby daddy," and I do. I'm not going anywhere because he put his mouth on me, your baby daddy.
At its core, this situation between Ari and Young Miami highlights some universal themes we can all relate to: trust, betrayal, and how loyalty can be tested in even the closest friendships. Ari's decision to cut ties with Young Miami wasn't just about one incident, it seems to be the result of the bad blood that was between them, forced to agree to end something, which took many forms. I mean, looking at both women's patterns of behavior, this isn't their first time handling messy situations. Ari has been known to approach conflicts, sometimes with explosive results, while Young Miami tends to shy away from public confrontations, choosing self-preservation over diving into the chaos. These different approaches might have been why their friendship worked so well at first, but in the end, it could also be what pulled them apart. When trust is broken, whether it's due to betrayal or simply a lack of communication, it forces everyone involved to reevaluate the relationship. Ari felt betrayed, and Young Miami's silence only deepened the wound. On the flip side, Young Miami might argue that staying silent was her way of avoiding unnecessary drama, especially when the situation didn't directly involve her. And now the question remains, is this really the end of Ari and Young Miami? Or is there a chance for reconciliation? Now it's time for you to weigh in on this messy situation. Do you guys think Ari was right to cut ties with Young Miami, or did she overreact? Was Young Miami's silence a sign of disloyalty, or could it be that she just didn't want to make things worse? And what about Ari cozying up to Taina? Is this a sign of personal growth or just another move to make a statement? Share your thoughts in the comments. If you loved watching this video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss the hottest tea. And trust me, you'll want to stick around because the next video is about to get even juicier. Thanks for tuning in, where the tea is always hot, the drama never stops, and the conversations keep going. See you in the next one.